I let people have their own natural feeling about me, because I don't think that, I think if someone doesn't like you, there's nothing you can do to make them
There's
like
not.
you. If you really want to know the truth, is that you can't be the feelings police.
Yeah. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you guys like our content, please help us out by liking and subscribing to our channel. We had a comment. A comment about people pleasing, and we had somebody who feels she's a people pleaser, and what we thought about that whole thing. And I think it's funny because last week we talked about caring too much about what people think. It starts there, because when you care about what people think, then here we go, the people pleasing. And I've actually, have you been a people pleaser? Like, I feel like, I don't know if I'm trying to think. I think maybe I have.
No.
Like, I don't think maybe you haven't. No. But the problem is that
I think it depends on, I think what people pleasing, and I don't know what most people think about this, is I think that it can be a personality trait.
Yeah.
I'm someone, when you're in my space, like if I'm giving a party or something like that, then I'm happy to people please. And because I want people to feel even more comfortable with me, because you're in my space. I want you to feel very comfortable. But that's me being a host. Yeah, that's me being hospitable, right? But in general, no. Yeah. Nobody's comfort comes before my own. Yeah. That's just the way it is for me. Just because if I can't be comfortable in a situation, I don't want to be there. Yeah. Now, some people don't feel that way. Some people just want to be around people no matter what the cost.
Yeah, if you're doing this because you're wanting someone to like you. That's generally the reason.
I think that you might be a little more than me, but I don't really think that you're like that either.
Yeah, I think I have before. I think I've because
your personality. Your personality is that you like to make everybody happy, and you like to make sure, even when people are feeling like sad. Yeah, Danielle really wants to know what's wrong. You know what I mean? And she's like in your personal, like, but it's cute. It's not like annoying. You know what I mean? Like if you're but not if you need. Right. You're not someone who's gonna, interrupt someone's space, and you can tell they don't want you to be bothered. Yeah, no. But when you feel someone's not happy, you want them to be. Right. You know what I mean? So you have a need to be there for people.
Yeah, I'm about to use a word that it's been overused. This word has literally been overused this whole year. Okay, and I'm going to use this because it's literally, I would say, what I am, an empath. So I think that what it is that when, like you said, I'm someone who really feels like I want you to be okay. So when you're not being okay, like, I go out of my way to try to make you okay, and I guess that's a form of people pleasing in some way. So actually, trying to get, is that a form of people pleasing?
Well, I do know that, like, whenever say I have a problem, I do know this. Whenever I'm having a problem and I'm just like, forget it, it doesn't matter, then you won't let it go. Yeah. So so I don't know if that's people pleasing. I don't know if that's just someone who doesn't know how to let things go. I don't think you're trying to please me. I think it's good for you. Right. I think it only helps. I think it's more, because sometimes things can seem like they're for other people, but they're really not. Yeah. I think it's you who feels more comfortable when things are right for everyone else.
I don't need everyone to like me. Just break this down. So I don't need everyone to like me. That bothers me a little bit. If you need everyone to like you, like, not everybody, you're not gonna float everyone's boat. You know what I mean? So it's like, not everybody has to like me. So I don't go and lose my joy trying to get people to like me. That's not necessary, neither desired nor required. But I do want people to be happy, but I'm not at the cost of my happiness too. So I'm always first in this whole situation. So if you're a person asking this question, if you're someone who needs people to like you, and you put yourself last and you go out of your way to do it, I feel like that's like to me the beginning of your unhappiness. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be unhappy. There's nothing you can do about it.
I'm one of those people that even with family, my happiness comes first. You can kick rocks. No one comes before my happiness. And the reason why I feel that way, because a lot of people might watch this and think, well, what about if you have children? I honestly feel like when you aren't happy, you're not good to other people.
Yeah, no.
So whatever. So that's what I'm saying. I always put me first, and the reason and the reason why is because I can't be good to people unless I'm 100% also. Yeah. I'm not one of these people that feels afraid of people not liking me because you either like me or you don't. Yeah. There are lots of people who like me and a lot of people who don't. Yeah. And that's how I guess my psychology is that I'm not one of those people that they go yeah, but you do want some people to like you. Well, I know some people are going to like me. Yeah. So I don't think of that.
Right.
I'm likable. Yeah. To who likes me. Right. And I'm not likable to people who don't want to like me. Right. So that's just kind of how I let people have their own feelings about me. I don't try to manipulate a feeling so you can be my friend. Right. You're the only person that if you didn't like me, it would hurt my feelings. Right. You have to be really close to my point. Yeah, the
only difference I think with me and you though is that I'm more like if someone doesn't like me, like then I'm like wondering why, but I don't really push the issue. I just kind of move on from it at some point. Yeah. But the different care is that she doesn't. It's like she doesn't even know they don't like her, and then not even they doesn't.
I don't care.
You don't care. You don't care. But
I don't care because I don't know.
Yeah,
right.
You don't know.
It's like it's not like I'm not right. Yeah. I'm just. I let people have their own natural feeling about me because I don't think that. I think if someone doesn't like you, there's nothing you can do to make them.
There's
like
not.
You. Yeah. And if you try, remember you had a friend like I don't want to say her name, but you had a friend in New York who bought gifts for everyone because she was trying to get everyone to like her on holiday, and so she bought these gifts and people didn't know why she was buying it, but it's just simply because she was trying to get them to like her. And see, that's not me.
And then like the people were coming to me like, oh my God, your friend is can you talk to your friend because she's doing, and I talked to her and I was like, you're making people uncomfortable with trying to get them to like you. Like you're people pleasing too much. Right. Okay. And then look, and I'm someone, if I feel like, look, I need to be harsh, I'm going to be harsh. Right. Like, I mean, sometimes I'm very blunt. Like if I don't really skirt around.
I think we're both blunt.
We are very blunt.
In different ways. Danielle is on an emotional bluntness. Like she'd get mad. Yeah. You know what I mean? And with me, I'm just sort of like, okay, this is it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, see my face right now? Like, it'd be like, okay, no, we're done. Yeah. And we're fun. It's fun.
I'm just more comfortable. I feel like I'm doing you a service if I just tell you what the deal is. Right. I mean, like not unsolicited advice or anything, but like if somebody like this situation you're talking about, like a friend of mine was people pleasing, and because she was wanting people to like her, and it was getting in the way of her own joy, and it just becomes a whole thing. She lived her life trying to get people to like her, and then when they didn't like her, like her whole existence just like stopped. Like, why does this person like me? And I'm like, yeah, you care too much, right? Which is what we were saying last week. Is when you care too much about what people think, this is what will happen.
Like if we dive deeper, it's a form of self-hate.
It is
because what it is like, but on some level, I think that it's some point of view that you don't feel that you're good enough, for your own self, your own self, like your own self-validation, that you need other people to validate you, and when they don't, you think something bad about yourself, like I'm not lovable or likable, and so I need people to like me. Right. You know what I mean? Now I will say I used to be like this when I used to date men back in my 20s. That was a father-daddy issue. You know what I mean? I needed men to like me. It wasn't with women. I needed men to like me because I felt like but I didn't think that at the time. But it was the idea that my father just wasn't there. Yeah. I needed men to like me, and so that made me really passive with men. That's not like I grew out of that, but it's sort of like that. You know what I mean? Like when you're like that with just anybody. I'm not someone. I guess like there are people that I guess they don't really like themselves by themselves. You know what I mean? Because I guess I think I'm pretty awesome. Yeah, right. On my own. Yeah. And I'm not going to walk around saying that. But we're having a conversation.
But that means you have to be secure with yourself.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying this just for empathy. I don't walk around and say that. I do feel that I'm an awesome person. Yeah. Okay. That's what I say to myself. So to me, if you don't like me, then you just don't like me. Right. And that's okay because I like me. Yeah. And this is who I am. And you can take it or leave it. But I don't need someone to because I know that about myself. Yeah. You can say to me, I can take her or leave her. Yeah. That's fine. Because I feel that way about people. Yeah. I can take you or leave you. You had a friend that was a really good friend of yours, but I just wasn't into that person. Not because I didn't really like the person, it just we didn't care. Mm-hmm. I didn't really care to. It wasn't a thing. You know what I mean?
Like you didn't go out of your way. This person was wanting Kara to go out of her way to show that Kara liked her. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is that Kara just wasn't that into her. Like, it wasn't, it was my friends. It wasn't her, so it didn't really matter. So, but you let it go, but this person didn't, and then there we go with people pleasing. You're wanting you're wanting her to be different for you, and that's to me, I feel like that's the umbrella, the whole thing, the bulk of all this is that you're wanting somebody to be different for you. And the problem where in my mind, I'm thinking that people who think like this, you need to be good for yourself. So you can't expect for somebody to want to change for you. You have to just love who you are, and then people will be a magnet to you, you know, accordingly. But when you're walking around, it's negative energy. When you're walking around trying to get people to like you, that is a negative thing. That's not that's not good. That's not good. You know what I mean? It's right to be a good person, but it's like you cross a line. And people always say this too, like, I'm just a really good person. That's why I'm doing this. I'm such a, you know, I just help and help and help. I'm so kind. It's like, no, you're trying to get people to like you, and they don't. You know, they don't like you because they can see what you're trying to do.
I mean, I had a girl that told me that the other day, or a couple months ago, and she was talking about her family, and so she was afraid that being honest to her family about another family member that she was actually helping. She was afraid that they were going to be mean to her, and I said, well, honey, look, this is how I feel about that. And she was like, oh God. You know what I mean? Like, it's the truth time. This is truth time. You really want to know the truth, is that you can't be the feelings police. You have to just tell people how you feel, and then you let them have their own feelings and reactions. You're trying to manipulate their feelings and then you're actually hurting yourself because you don't really want to do this.
Exactly.
So then what about your feelings? See what I'm saying? I always sometimes it's right to be selfish.
No, that's not even hard. That's not hard for me to say either.
It's not.
You should be.
To me, it's like, look, it's just everyone needs to be selfish sometimes. People, we use that word in negative terms sometimes. Like, oh, she's just selfish. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes I am. But that's called self-care, though. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have. Your mental health is really based around what you think of yourself, what you feel about yourself, and how you present yourself to the world. So if you're sitting here saying to yourself that I need this person to like me a little bit more. But what about you? Like, you forget about yourself in this whole thing. So yeah, it is a form of mental health to me. You know, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. No. You know, I think it's
there's something wrong with being self-centered. I mean, I feel like there's a difference, like being self-centered, being selfish,
like narcissistic and stuff like that. Different. Yeah, that's different. That's on a whole nother psychological level. But being selfish, sometimes I am very selfish because I look at myself as important. To me, everyone should be. You should be important to yourself. Your wellness and well-being should be important to you, and that requires you to go inside, and it requires you to be with yourself. And I consider myself important. I'm an important person. I'm a good person. I'm a nice person. I have all those characteristics, but I am be selfish, and I like it.
People don't. I don't feel bad about it. Like, but I think a lot of people don't feel special. You know, I had a friend that I used to. She didn't feel special, and it's just like you're trying to create a special life. Like, she was trying to create like a life that is nice and special and all that. But I'm like, but you can have all that stuff, but if you don't like you, then here we have a whole issue here. So this gonna be a problem.
I remember Dr. Phil was on Oprah once, and he said he was talking about this married couple and they had kids or whatever. But I remember him saying to Oprah and to the audience that he was saying to the wife and the husband, because the wife put her kids ahead of them, and that was the problem. They just weren't connecting anymore because she became a mother. You know what I mean? And so he said, this is the thing about being married. You are first, your kids are second. And then the whole audience grasps. I know it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to hear.
It's true, though.
He said, because we've been told. He said, because everybody's been told you gotta put your kids first because they're young and they're little. He said, but no, you have to put your marriage first, because if your marriage isn't right, your kids are not being developed correctly. The world is not going to cater to them. So showing them that they are the light of the world is showing them a fantasy. You know what I mean? You guys are ruining what you guys have together so that you can put. So I feel the same. I agree with him, and I feel the same way about you personally.
Yeah.
When you don't put yourself first, and you don't become selfish with yourself first, you aren't good to anybody else.
Right.
Because now you're just kind of weak.
Yeah.
And you do everything everybody says, and nobody really, really likes you, and most people think you're fake.
Yeah, because if you don't put yourself first.
Because it is fake.
Then
if you're not,
first?
you don't really mean that.
If you don't put yourself first in your own life, then who's first? Usually it's things and people, other people. And that's usually what happens. And then you're sitting there playing second fiddle in your own life. You're literally the co-star in your own movie. You should be the star. And no one ever does that because people don't, and no one ever does that. And I feel like I don't know. It's sad that people want to, just have people like them also. I mean, it's just really, to me, I feel like it's a sad existence because all you're doing is, it has to be stressful.
Yeah.
To sit back, every day and be like, oh my God, I wonder if this person likes me. I'm going to do this to make them like me. I also know someone who is, always doing these people-pleasing things for people, right? And just going out of their way to people please. And then get resentful when the people that they're pleasing are just accepting all the stuff and they're not really doing anything to reciprocate and they're feeling resentful now. I'm like, yeah, you're people pleasing, trying to get people like you and notice you. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing that for you. I'm in charge of this. I'm in charge of that. And they're sitting back there like, okay.
I think it's like no problem. It's like, to me, it's like people fear being alone.
Yeah, I think that's true.
They fear not having friends and not getting married or things like that, and it's just not true. I guess organically, I just believe that the right people will come around you when you're yourself.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? And then you're more comfortable. Like I'm only more comfortable with people that I actually like, and the only way you can get people who you actually like, or if you are just yourself. You know what I mean? You're not going to turn everybody on.
Yeah. It's true.
But you know why that's true is because everybody doesn't turn you on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just more comfortable it's just more comfortable. I mean, for Karen and I anyways, it's just more comfortable just being, I'm telling you, that if you just be yourself and you just, do your thing and don't have to worry about people liking you so much. Like we always, we want you guys to like us, but if, if you don't, you don't. People can take us or leave us. Like, I get it. I get it. When people are like, I don't really like it. That's fine with me. But I do also feel like it is just easier to live authentic.
There's one thing, there's only like one thing that really makes me cringe in life, and it's something I just cannot do. You know what I mean? Is I don't like being fake.
That makes me uncomfortable.
I mean, just in general, that is a one pet peeve of mine that I will not do for anyone. It's like, I don't like being fake. I don't like putting up a front. I'm not someone who does that. So if I don't like you, you're probably going to know it fast. I'm not someone that's going to sit there and pretend like we're buddies and all of that. I don't like that.
Every time I don't like being fake, so it makes me uncomfortable. But then people who are, well, they say, oh, you're harsh. Or they do something. I'm like, oh, you're so blunt or whatever it is. It's like, no, I just don't want to BS you.
I've had people call me mean. Like people will say, "Oh, you're so mean." I'm not mean. I'm just honest. The thing is, it's like I'm not a bullshit artist. You know what I mean? Like to me, I tell you how I feel so you can know it, and you can feel however you want to feel about me, and then you can make that decision on your own. But I'm very to the point. So if it's like whether it's at work or in life, if we're having a discussion or a disagreement, I tell you exactly what it is.
Yeah, I do too. And I nip it in the bud.
And then you can take that how you want to take that and filter it however you want to filter it and filter it, psychologically. But this is what makes me comfortable. Just being honest. When people say they don't like me, I'm fine with that because I don't want to be around people who don't like me. And once you know someone doesn't like you, it just, to me, is easier.
It is because now you know where you stand.
Right.
And then now you know where you stand. So it's like, okay, well, this person, I'm like, oh, well.
Now, it could be that I don't fear being alone. See, because I don't mind alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't actually mind being alone.
Yeah.
And it's like,
but there's people
when you don't
mind, because there's people in this world that do really have a fear of being alone.
Yeah.
And while that's a valid fear, I guess because everybody wants a companion or a friend or whatever, I get that. But there is something to be said for the freedom of feeling like I like myself. Alone and you don't like yourself?
It's one of the reasons why, it takes me a long time wanting to get married and things like that. Is because if I'm going to live with you, we're going to have to live together. We have to sleep together, see each other all the time. And I have to be very comfortable with you. I have to be okay with you just being around my presence. Not even talking to me, just walking around my house or our house. Walking around our house. You know what I mean? I just feel like I have to be comfortable with you. You know what I mean? And so to me, that requires honesty.
It does.
This is why a lot of people get divorced. They get married because they don't want to be by themselves, and then they get married, and then these people are not connected right. You know what I mean? Like that whole I want to be alone thing, then you do want to be alone. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you're with someone, but I also, like I said, I also don't feel like I'm going to be alone. And I never am. Right. So it's just like I never am. You know what I mean? I'm usually trying to I'm trying to find I'm usually trying to find some alone time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's true. You know, so I don't know. Even with you and me, it's just like we don't spend every waking hour together. We have 2 different schedules. We do different schedules. We see. We have our alone time. It's fine. Right. And she's my friend, my best friend, and all of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not the end of the day for me. Because I even think that when you get married, there is a time when you guys need alone. You need to be away from each other. That's why I could never work with my husband. Yeah. Right. It's because just being around each other. But I do think that when people are people pleasers, I do think it's mostly because they just fear loneliness. They fear loneliness. The possibility of not having anybody. Because I guess because if the only person I guess you can say really care about what they think of me, really care, or at least somewhat concerned would be Kara. Yeah. You know what I mean? But even though Kara's my best friend, y'all seen several videos, I know how close that we are, okay? It's what it is. It transcends through the camera, right? But I feel like, but if Kara had a problem with something I'm doing, it's not going to end If my husband had a problem with me, my sister, my kids, I would have a problem if they didn't like me. Of course, I love them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm not someone who's getting ready to just do anything for them either. You know what I mean? I'm not going to I don't do ass kissing. Yeah. It's not my personality either. So that's what I'm saying. I think that there are some people that their personality, especially a lot of extroverted people. Yeah. Their personality, because they're social people. So they want people to like them and to be around. True. And so I think there's a habit of trying to be the center of the I used to say that about Will Smith all the time. That every time you see Will Smith, he's just extroverted, and boisterous, and I feel like he's always trying to grab attention and make everybody like him. You know what I mean? And the truth is I don't like that. I think Will Smith is funny, but I don't like when he does that. I think it's uncomfortable and weird. Yeah, and then sometimes it seems like he gets uncomfortable. Yeah, because you're being uncomfortable. Because you're being fake. You put on a bit of a show. Right. You know what I'm saying? Although he is like that, I believe that he is genuinely like that, but there are times you're just thinking, you can't always be on. The life of the party. Yeah, like you can't always be on. And I know people that are like that. Right. And just want people to be like, oh, but but doing everything for everybody. If that's what you're talking about, like, you always doing stuff for people because you're looking for what? You're always doing stuff for people. So the question really is, why are you doing everything for people? Like, what is it you're seeking here? Yeah. What kind of validation are you not getting personally that you need for somebody else that honestly is probably not even care. People like that girl I was talking about before. She was saying people always ask me for stuff and they always want to do this because you always give it to them. Yeah. Okay. Literally. See, if you don't like when someone, if you don't like being the person that always kind of gets like doormatted all the time, and then ghosted when you need something, then maybe it's because you need to stop making yourself available to be a doormat. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they start to get resentful because the person they're trying to please is just like, I'll take that. People ask me for stuff all the time, right? But I always notice that when people ask me for stuff, they do it cautiously because they may get a no. Yeah. They know. They might get a no. I don't always give you stuff. Yeah. I'm not one of those people. You know what I mean? Like, if I help you out financially one time, it might just be one time. And I feel like people, I think that people that are not afraid to say no to people I get a hard time sometimes. Like I am not afraid. I'm not afraid to say no to something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to mess myself up. We were talking about when you said that men ask you out, and then you say you want to say true. You want to say that I have a boyfriend. Yeah. So I don't even have to do that anymore. Right. It's that I don't want to date you. And that's exactly why in that video. That's exactly why I just told him. Right. I'm just not interested. I didn't even say anything else with that. I said exactly what I meant. I'm like, I'm not even interested because I'm at a point in my life where I'm just, I'm just going to tell you the truth. So I don't really. It's not going to end my day if someone doesn't care about like me, or someone didn't like the thing that I was doing for them. Right. Like, I'm not doing that. First of all, I'm 43. Right. It's just, nothing makes a difference. But I will never see you again.
True, but I will say the bulk of my people pleasing years had to be when I was in my 20s, maybe 30s, but maybe early 30s, but mostly the 20s, and mostly with men. Yeah, like I would agree with you on that. Like
most of the time, it was always with men.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like I said, I grew out of that, but mostly if that ever had a people pleasing moment in life, it was never at work. It was never with like friends, female friends. It was always with boyfriends.
And that was a father. Actually,
that was a daddy issue.
That was a father issue. So if right now, like it's not that anymore. Like I don't feel that way at all. I'm very comfortable with who I am as a woman, and I like who I'm becoming as a woman. So I don't feel any need to overextend myself
or anything.
To BS people. Like I'm not going to do that. That's not a thing for me. So I don't lose any sleep over it at all. I'm fine. I don't lose any sleep over that. But I would say in my 20s, I would say but like I think this person that was his comment was she's in her mid to late 40s, and I'm like. Yeah, so it's like it's not uncommon either, people pleasing. Like, it's not uncommon, but I will say that if you're doing that, you really got to get down to the reason of what is that you're needing. Because you're lacking something. Like Kara was saying with the loneliness thing, could it be that you don't want to be without people? So please like me. Please look, I'm going to give you this.
Some people only feel, like I was saying about, when women always need a man's approval of how they look. Yeah. And if they don't say anything to them, then they don't feel pretty anymore. Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people need validation with every part of their life. If you don't like me, that means there's something's wrong with me. Or it could mean that you just don't like it, that you're just not compatible. Because compatibility is not just with the opposite sex or dating or even same sex. Right. It's with friendship too. Yeah. Sometimes you're just not compatible.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And sometimes that can happen with family members. There's family members I'm just not as close with as they are with others. There are siblings that are more connected than other siblings. That's just what it is. Yeah. We were watching that girl Mad Girls, and her mom are very connected.
They're like sisters.
You know what I mean? And so a lot of people don't have a mother-daughter relationship like that, where they can do a whole YouTube show together. You know what I mean? That just happens. It just happens to be my sister. Right. For me. Right. You know what I mean? I'm closer to Danielle than, anybody. But I don't people please with her.
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like,
we don't even do that with each other.
But to me, that's the only way we can get to this relationship with anybody.
If you're real.
Is if you're just keeping it real.
Kara and I, whenever we get into like a spat or like an argument or whatever it may be, we are no holds barred. Like I will tell her exactly how I feel, and then like I will see the error of my ways, and I'll be selfish about it, sometimes stubborn about it sometimes, and then Kara will be able to see hers. But when we believe that we did not do anything wrong with each other, we just kind of let it go. So we're very close,
sometimes
but we don't BS each other.
Sometimes I just say to you, I want to be friends again.
Yeah. Just
like sometimes I'll just say, I want to be friends. You know what I mean? Like I'm not sorry, but I do want to be friends again. I don't expect no sorry.
And we just move on from it. But I don't feel the need like if me and Kara get in an argument, like I don't beg you for Kara, please like me again. Please like me. That makes me. I'm cringing just saying that. Like I don't say that. That's Kara.
Yeah, I think that's where gossip. When people gossip about other people, a lot of that's because they really want that person to like them.
Yeah, it is.
And they're mad that they don't, so they go and try to trash them to other people.
It's just it doesn't matter what level it is. It's just that when you do that, you will become resentful. Yeah, you will. Because you're going to be wondering, man. And then if the person likes you, like if you people please with somebody and that person ends up being like your BFF, and somewhere in your soul, you're going to be thinking, I was kind of fake just to get her to like me or him to like me. And do they really like me? Or they just like what I was giving? Because you're always going to be thinking that in the back of your head. That's what I'm saying. Just be real. That's what I'm saying. Just forget all that. Just be real in the beginning. That way you don't have to worry about what people are in your life. Because the thing is that you're going to start wondering, why is this person in my life? Because you weren't authentic. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they don't even know you authentically. So
that's what's great about animals, having pets.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because pets just like you. That's why a lot of people have animals. Because you can't lie to them and they can't lie to you. 100%. And they can only like you through energy, and then you like them for their energy. That's it. There's this language barrier, so there's this, it's only how you truly feel about a pet versus how they truly feel about you. Right. People can manipulate and lie. And you know what I mean? So this is the thing, it's like it's always better to like be yourself. I'm one of those people that think that even if someone like tries to be my friend, they eventually will crack. Because you can't be fake forever. Yeah. Eventually, their real personality is going to come out. You know what I mean? So a lot of people say that about dating. They're like, oh, but this is how they were at first. Yeah, just keep at it. Just keep dating them. Yeah. You'll see. The real, because that first impression attitude can only last for a few days. Right. And then that comes down. You know what I mean? That's why it's good to like date. You know what I mean? Be yourself.
But, you know, most people don't, like I was saying, they don't feel special. And I think that people are special. Everyone has a purpose. Right. In this life, you know, and I think that if people just felt more special, they would do less of this people pleasing and trying to get people to like them and over exaggerating their life. And, you know, I just think if people just inherently felt special, whatever that special is, you know, I'm pretty much like a homebody, but I have something to offer to the world. So that makes me, I feel special. I think that I have something to offer to the world. And I just think, I wish that people would just kind of feel that way. Yeah. I didn't always feel this way about myself. But I'm saying I wish that people kind of just felt that way about themselves, because that would eliminate you trying to get people to like you and needing the validation from them. You know, you should be able to walk away from situations without feeling like, oh, I wonder if I should try to get them to like me. Yeah. You know, you should be able to walk away from situations and not just always wonder if someone likes you or not. You really shouldn't care. Yeah.
You're right. As long as you know you're awesome.
Yeah. That's it.
then that's it. Somebody else will too.
You're good.
Like don't go, I'm awesome, but forget that.
No, forget that.
You're awesome.
You're awesome. Period.
Right. And then just, you know, go out to the world.
Yes.
Live your life. Be you.
I'm telling you, it's just
right. Somebody else is gonna find you out. There's like people. Someone else is gonna like you, and you're gonna have better connection being yourself. You know what I mean? Some people are not used to being happy.
Yeah, that's 100%.
There are some people who are just really some people are very comfortable in unhappiness, and so they get into drama relationships all the time because they just don't know how to just love themselves and be in very easy relationships. I prefer easy relationships, or I prefer myself. You know what I mean? So I don't like drama. No. And I don't like complicated things. Yeah. I don't care if you are a boyfriend, a sister, a family member. I mean, a family member, a coworker. If it's not an easy relationship for me, then you become an acquaintance real fast.
I agree.
You know what I mean? An acquaintance is not bad. It's just that means that we're not friends, but we're nice to each other. And then there are people I just don't like, and they just don't like me, and that's fine too. You got to let relationships fall where they're going to fall, and not try to manipulate them.
Yeah. But we are running out of time. So let us know what you think about that. Leave a comment below. Are you a people pleaser? But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you have not yet. We will greatly appreciate that. It really helps us out. Do not forget to hit the bell for notifications. I know some people have been saying they haven't gotten notifications for our videos. It's probably because of the bell situation. Okay, so just hit the bell and you'll get our notifications. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. We will see you later on this week. Bye.